it's me, I know here. Oh. I was thinking doing a quick video. Quick in a sense that I'm supposed to go to see my doctor today. Well, it means that I'm supposed to first give blood and see a doctor, and hopefully my blood counts are high enough that I will get chemo too. The sad part is that I have not been able to get chemo for a month now. And this is because 2 weeks ago, when I was supposed to get the chemo, my platelets were too low. My white cells, the red cells were high enough, but platelets were very low. They were like 1/3 of the minimum a human is supposed to have, a healthy person is supposed to have. And so the sad thing is that a month ago when I saw my doctor touched those lumps that I had on my neck, and she thought that those lumps had gone smaller, but now I can tell that they have grown, and few lumps have even, like new lumps have emerged. So it means that during that time that I did not get chemo, the cancer basically has gone forward, has just marched on and not waited until I get my act together. I'm supposed to put a little bit of makeup on because I'm going to the general public. So the video that I uploaded yesterday, basically the video that's right before this video uploaded, was actually recorded 2 weeks ago. And so what has happened within that 2 weeks? That I did not make any updates. I would say that overall my health has gone down. Like last week, I don't even know if it was because of the fact that my platelets were so low. I don't know what it was, but I was so weak that I spent several days in bed, and then it took me several days to get out of bed, like to get going again, because once you get stuck in bed, all your body kind of gets very achy and uncomfortable. So what's really useful for me is the Fitbit. I really use this, like I make a little promise to myself that, okay, today I do that many steps. It's not a lot. Like yesterday I decided that I should do 4,000 steps, and I don't go out because outside is just way too hot. Even Posu Big is not allowed to go outside, it's just too much. But I just kind of go around the house. Well, I did go get groceries and small things like that, or actually things that are very huge to me, but in a big picture for somebody who's in a normal health, it's not a big deal. Also for somebody who's in a normal health, 4,000 steps is nothing, but for me 4,000 steps is really something. Also I noticed that I just feel better if I do move around. It's not a lot to do, but it's just overall makes me feel better, like less achy in my body. My head is more clear, thinking is more clear. So also yesterday something stupid happened. Let me just tell you, I always have a pity party in here. I always complain about things. So overall, unfortunately my car is messed up and I won't be able to get it fixed by the insurance. but my hubby is very good with fixing things, and he promised he can fix it. I mean, it will cost me a little bit, but I can just order the parts and he can just take care of it. So right now my car has cosmetic issue, but also the problem with my car is that it overheats, and it started doing it after the accident. And it's becoming a huge issue, because yesterday I went to pick up my daughter and everything was fine, everything was working, and then I went straight from the school to a grocery store, to Publix, parked the car, went to Publix. It was physically very draining for me to go to the store, physically very hard. I like Publix because they always offer, or you can always ask help with the bags, that they will bring the cart out and put the bags into your cart, which is something that is a huge help for me, because it makes a huge difference for me. I can physically do that. Also, my daughter is very small, she can't handle it, so I do grocery shopping once a week, and she can handle all the groceries on her own. And so they did that, they helped me, and then we went to the car, and the car did not start because it overheated. I opened the hood, I looked underneath and opened up the area that has the water goes in. I didn't have antifreeze or anything. The problem was that I was physically so exhausted. I could have actually gone to the Publix, found something to buy something like antifreeze or a lot of cold water or something, but I physically was not capable of doing it, because the parking lot where we parked was too far from the store. And so we basically just waited with my daughter. Like, we stayed, luckily I parked where the car was like parked. Car was in the sun, but it was parked in front of other stores, so we were able to stay like in a shade. And then every now and then I would go to the car and try start the car again. And what had happened was that my cell phone was out of power, so I wasn't able to call help. I wasn't able to call Uber or Lyft. So basically I was in real trouble, and I guess eventually I could have just gone and asked help from Publix or something, but I was so physically so exhausted that it wasn't something I could easily do. I had to like literally just sit in the shade and just wait for my body to recover, so I could just start walking to the Publix and go ask, maybe they will lend me a phone so I could call my hubby or something like that. But luckily there was a lady, like a slightly older lady, I would say maybe in her 60s. I don't know, I wouldn't even say it old. I would be so happy if I would be 60 years old. But anyway, so she saw me and my daughter, and she was really alarmed. And she passed us and said, do you need help? I said, can I ask for your phone? I called, but my hubby did not pick up. So I don't know where he was. He didn't pick up. And so the lady went to the store, came back. She had bought us a bottle of really cold water and then offered to take us home, which was just... So basically, some random kind person helped me and my daughter. Of course, the groceries stayed in the car. So later in the evening, my hubby went and got the groceries, and my car is actually still in the parking lot, because yesterday evening I was just too weak to go and deal with the car. It's kind of hard to explain to somebody who is in normal health that something like that is difficult to do for me physically. So basically, thanks to this lady, I'm grateful forever to her. I think she was alarmed because I seemed very like I'm about to pass out. I didn't tell her that I have cancer or anything. She just thought that I had I was starting to have a heat stroke because I was really fragile. I seemed like really out of it. My daughter was pretty okay. She was just frustrated, but health-wise she's okay. But yeah, I was really like going. I wasn't looking good. And so, yeah, she helped me out. Another frustrating thing related to this, to my illness, right? So yesterday, even if my car would have overheated, if my health would have been okay, I would have easily been able to fix it. Like I could have had enough strength to go to the Publix, get things that was needed to the car to fix it. I mean, it's not a big deal. I can do it easily. I would have gotten it back to running. The problem was that I was just so incredibly weak that I wasn't able to do it. Anyway, so another thing that happened, or is going to happen actually, so we were supposed to go work-wise to Mexico. So this is always in a very beautiful resort, these kind of conferences, science conferences, but I'm physically just too weak to go. We were supposed to actually go this Friday and stay for a week there, in all inclusive resorts. If you have been in one of them, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They are like paradise. They are my favorite places in the world, actually. I mean, I have been in here and there, but those all exclusive resorts in Mexico, they're really something where you can really relax. But we decided that if I get chemo today, I might have an enormous amount of pain. I might even end up in an emergency room, because if you remember, I told you that last time, it was some time ago when I had chemo, I had this huge pain problem, and we actually, so I saw palliative care, and we actually prepared for this. I have extra patch. I'm supposed to put on extra 50 microgram patch, so basically double the amount of fentanyl on my body. And also I have short-term morphine ready if I need. And also they are on call, so they are better being on call than regular cancer hospital people, because they will actually prescribe you. Like for example, I think it was last week, yeah, I had a lot of pain, and I hadn't even had chemo, but I had so much pain, and the prescription that the pain, the medications that the prescription was allowing me to take were not enough to take care of the pain. And I called them to the palliative care, and they prescribed me steroids. I ended up actually not taking them, because you are supposed to take like them for a week, and so I didn't start taking the same day because it was already evening, and next day I didn't have that much pain, so I waited. And so basically the next days the pain wasn't that bad, so I just decided that I'm just going to wait with the steroids at the moment. But basically the idea is that if there is inflammation, then the steroids are going to help with the inflammation and reduce the pain. So basically, because like if you would take ibuprofen would also help with inflammation and pain, but I'm not able to take ibuprofen for different reasons, but one of the reasons would also be because I have very low platelet counts, and if there is a bleeding, if there would be a bleeding, then I could die, because platelets are the ones that clot, or basically, you know, if you have a scratch, blood comes out, and the platelets are responsive for making sure that the bleeding stops. But I have so very few platelets that if I would get some sort of internal bleeding, then, you know, I would be in a serious trouble. So definitely one of the main reasons. But also I'm not able to take ibuprofen, if you have watched my other videos, because I used to take so much ibuprofen that now I just can't take them anymore. I kind of overdid it. What else do I put? I'm really worried about my daughter. I know that I think she needs probably a psychologist, a therapist, not a psychiatrist. No. But somebody just to, because I think she's aware what's happening to her mother, that her mother is dying. I mean, she is 7 years old, but she's not stupid. And I'm just worried that she's actually quite aware of what is happening to me. And so yesterday I found in her bag, in her school bag, among her school papers. So in school they sometimes draw pictures, and there was this one picture that she had drawn. There was a girl, and the girl was crying. It had, so that's not a good sign if your child draws a girl crying, you know. That's actually a very bad sign. There are so many things that I am not able to do, and you have to understand that her father does as much as he can. Her father, my hubby, is, I think he's a good father, you know, but he's a man, and, you know, he cannot be a mom. And it's like, there are things that I take care of, there are things that he takes care of, and he's just not good at taking care of things that I am good at taking care of. And so if I am out and not capable of doing things, then it means certain things just don't get done. For example, like one of those things would be that, so one of those things is that my daughter last year, they had this thing where if they read 6 hours total, so we basically counted, there are many books total, but it was just something to make children read books, and she basically read total of 6 hours. And then I had to write all those books down that added up to that 6 hours. It was sent to the teacher, her homeroom teacher, and then at the end of the school year, she got tickets to the Six Flags. And it wasn't actually that many students who managed to do that in her class. There was only 4 people, 4 students in her class who did that. And I was really proud that we had been able to, you know, manage to get it done. However, unfortunately, those tickets are now expired. They were just for this summer because I was not able to go. I was just too weak. It was also too hot. She still wants to go, and I think she deserves to go. I'm feeling that once the outdoors is not so hot, maybe I'm able to take her. I don't know. I know it's very important that I somehow get it together, but I honestly don't know if I'm able to do it. And she has been asking about it several times, and I feel like it's such a bad thing if we don't go, because, you know, next time she's not going to try hard, because she really did try. She wasn't really interested doing it, but then when I said, oh, you're going to get Six Flags roller coasters, then she really pushed herself, and she really did her best. So I feel absolutely terrible. Anyway, there's a lot of things that she has missed. I feel like even like doctor's appointments, I need to catch up with her. It's kind of my department, and I was someone who always took her to museums and places, and now I'm just so weak all the time. I just hate it. Well, I have my face on. I'm going to go get my earrings.